What a great day to talk about this. Veterans Day 2025. We just marked the 250th anniversary of the Navy, the Army, the United States Marines. It's a time to look at military service in this country. Tell us what you learned when you studied this character to become Mr. Lohmeier.
What's interesting is I saw him interviewed in 2021 on the Tucker Carlson Today long form deal. I bought his book, Irresistible Revolution, and he talked about a deep thinker and a profound insight into the Marxism, the poison that was seeping in, not just into the society, but in the military specifically. So as we shot this and I was introduced to Matthew, it was pretty profound because I really went into it not knowing what I was going to shoot, and they needed their lead guy. And within 5 minutes of talking to the director, Marshall Lee, he said, "You know the story?" I said, "Yeah, I bought the book. I've read it." And Matt and I proceeded to chat for about 45 minutes where he looked at me and said, "You know, it's a lot like I'm talking to myself right now." Just deep thinker, incredibly special person. And his background's pretty unique, having been an F-15 pilot, getting grounded because of a kind of weird eye thing that he self-reported, and then got moved over to the Space Force and was a rising star, and most likely was going to ascend into being the leader of the Space Force at some point.
Yeah, Commander Lohmeier is a fascinating individual. Tell us the section of the story that we're going to see in this film, because it's an important film for people that didn't know about this. Look, people are raising red flags saying we're not teaching the right things, we're not talking about the right things, we're not focused on the right things. And he was cost his command over that, right?
It was. So what it was he was leading this very classified mission that was outside of Denver at a base where they basically were tracking every explosion around the world. And when 2020 happened and the DEI, I call it the DIE, the die wokeness nonsense that kills cultures, they started shoving it down his throat, spying on him from a chaplain and his commanding officers coming down on him. And they had a woman that was spying on him as well. And he just said to them, "I'm not going to do this. I'm going to lead men and women. I don't care what they look like. We're going to complete our mission and execute it. And that's all I care about." And they used it as a pretext when he had written the book of saying, well, you disparaged your commanding officers and you became political in the military, which was a complete and utter lie. And they used it to fire him, and at 15 years of service, wiping his pension. And so Matt did what Matt does as a integral person, honorable people I've ever met. He started getting out there and telling a story and fought. And the reason it's so compelling is because it's true. And it's rooted within that truth that we're drawn to, the integrity, the things that we know in our nature and gut. And it's an incredible story. And there's not a surprise that he's the Undersecretary of the Air Force now.
Yeah, sometimes you have to stand up and tell the truth. We do it a lot around here because it's important. People don't hear the truth all the time. And they wouldn't hear about this story or this film except for places like Real America's Voice, I'm telling you. And so it's an important story to tell. Do you think the military is different now? Obviously, we have a new commander-in-chief. He has become the undersecretary, as you mentioned, of the Air Force. So redemption. I think this is a story of redemption in the end.
I think it's a story of redemption and coming back to base roots, the things that we know we are, what our men did from the moment of the revolution on through, where they said the nonsense is done. The military is going to go out and we're going to be bigger and badder and better at doing two things, is breaking stuff and defending ourselves if we have to. And it's drawing young men in. There is this resurgence of men saying, I am naturally drawn to being a man. It's why they've hit the recruiting goals way ahead of what they ever thought they could do. You can just feel it. It's almost like an intangible. There are young men who are being drawn back to service of the country because it means something again. It doesn't go all for waste. And you can see it, you can feel it. It's almost like a guttural thing, and it's pretty profound.
Yeah, Call Sign Courage is the film, the Matthew Lohmeier story. Where can people see this, Brian? Where can they catch the film?
So it just launched today on SalemNOW, which is an incredible conservative streaming site. And I think it's going to have some traction down the road. What I will say on behalf of the producers and the director is that they built and shot a beautiful documentary film that they put production money into it. But great films that will have ROI for people that want to really make it go need 4 to 5 times that in the marketing. How do you put the voice out into the country for it? And they shot a beautiful film that is an incredibly compelling story.